Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome to the that was the old show, the Moscova Media Podcast, now here and better than ever. Really appreciate all you guys sharing and the great guests we've had in the past. Yesterday we had an amazing show with the one and only Brad Yates that was able to come on the line and bless us with some amazing EFT techniques or whatnot. So it was really great. And I'm really appreciative of that. Check out the episode, the past episode from yesterday, because it was dope. He was also an actor in soap operas, and he utilized EFT to help people now. So it's pretty cool. Check it out. Emotional Freedom Technique is on and popping for sure. Besides that, I want to shout out the company, the website, MoscovaEnterprises.com, which, as you may know, is a full-service digital marketing company. So we do it all over here at Moscova Enterprises as far as marketing. You can get your SEO for your website, which is search engine optimization. You know, when people are Googling stuff, you want to make sure that your company pops up on a first page, because no one's going to the second or third page usually. Then we do pay-per-click ads on Google, Instagram, and Facebook as well. We do ads, and then directory listings. So you want to make sure your company is listed in as many directories as possible. And, of course, the juggernaut, social media marketing, which also we have content marketing and website design. So go over to MoscovaEnterprises.com, which is our website, and you will see all the focused initiatives that we have to create customized campaigns and website design solutions for your company, brand, or service. We work with all different types of companies, usually business owners, company owners, store owners, real estate, working with a couple apps right now, so be on the lookout. And that is the company who is sponsoring the show and making sure that all of this happens. Want to thank you for that, Moscova Enterprises. You are a great business entity, right? Everyone should have some sort of business entity besides their job. You know, it could definitely help create different income streams. That's something we also profess over here at Moscova Enterprises and the podcast, Moscova Media Podcast, where we just provide different types of solutions for everyday people, with people that may not be doing everyday things, yet they're human just like you and I. And, they've been able to strive even during the hardships and difficult times and failures, and use those experiences to learn and turn them into positive wins. So that's what we're about, creating winners, being part of winning teams, and that's what we do here. So thank you for listening. But of course today, we didn't slow down with getting the top-notch people and guests on board to profess what they're talking about, share some knowledge, and hopefully inspire some youth or anyone to do better for themselves, despite, what they may be dealing with. Because, life is life. We're all dealing with COVID. Over 500,000 people died in the U.S. Alone from that. I think that's about the size of the population in Haiti. So, it may not seem like a lot because we have over 300 million people, but, that's a whole, country. Anyway, on a more positive note, Hmm. On a more positive note, let's not get into the news. And let's focus on the positive people we do have here. We have a great, we have melanin Hollywood or Black Hollywood in the house today. And if you didn't know the name, that's because you're probably slow. I'm just kidding. I'm just joking. But anyway, we have Tracey Moore on the show today, which is a really, really great woman. A little bit about her, though. She's a casting director and also a coach for actors. She actually arrived in New York City in 1983 with just $200 and a one-way ticket and trunk from San Francisco, California, to pursue her directing career on Broadway. And one of her first jobs she created was a practical joke company for hire called The Joke's on You, where Tracey wrote and directed and cast her unemployed actor friends in customized joke scenarios. And after 4 years of playing jokes, Tracey was asked by a director to cast a music video. And being in a position to help actors get jobs moved her away from The Joke's on You into a successful casting career in television, film, and commercials for over 30 years. One of Tracey's first casting jobs was a show at MTV. The search was for comedians, and during Tracey's scouting at comedy clubs, she discovered Dave Chappell. Big Dave, Big Dave Chappelle show. Straight up said, "I'm gonna need more money for this show. I already contracted you guys out for, but I'm gonna need more money because I'm making way too much more money on it." And then he got it. That was some biblical epic stuff. Like, that's not even. You can get 100 guys to walk into a bank and ask for a loan, black guys, and they will not get it. Maybe one. But anyway, if it's credit and company stuff, all right. But anyway, Tracey has cast Jon Stewart's first MTV show. You wrote it, you watched it, and found Lisa Gay Hamilton and Donald Faison. Tracey had her hands on a plethora of actors, including Jamie Hector, Michael K. Williams, Kerry Washington, Jeffrey Wright, Mike Epps, Adam Rodriguez Naturi Naughton, and many, many more. Since then, she's become renowned casting director for feature films such as Miramax award-winning Just Another Girl on I.R.T's New Jersey Drive and A Brother's Kiss. As extras casting director, Tracey cast for the popular Fox show New York Undercover and Spike Lee's Girl 6. Her commercial credits include Nike, Sprite, Coca-Cola, New York Times, Miller Lite, Pontiac, Taco Bell, Disney, and PSA's Under Influence. In her spare time, Tracey enjoys speaking to students at various colleges. She has lectured at Howard University, LIU, CW Coast, Georgia State University, Loyola Marymount University, and Tracey also teaches the Spirited Actor Workshop, and she conducts private coaching sessions, which her clients include Cardi B, Busta Rhymes, Missy Elliott, Eve, Nelly, Q-Tip, Faith Evans, Lala Anthony, Naturi Naughton, Olivia, Jennifer Williams, Drew Sidora, Russell Hornsby, Khalida Smith, Charlie Murphy, Rest in Power, Chico DeBarge, Music Soul Child, Faith Evans, Common, Ludacris, Victoria Rowell, Mona Scott Young, Q-Tip, Darius Rucker from Hootie and the Blowfish, Lil Wayne, Juwamana Kid, Salt and Pepper, Laura Isabor, Kenny Lattimore, NBA's Ray Allen. I feel like I'm doing a celebrity invite list right here or something like that, to a party or something. This is pretty amazing. Also, she has worked with Terrence and Roxy of BET's 106 and Park. Also, Fonzworth Bentley of BET's Lift Every Voice, Tiny, Estelle, Kim, NFL's Thomas Jones, Vanessa Simmons, Leslie Grace, and The Breakfast Club's Angela Yee. In 2002, she wrote her first book entitled The Spirited Actor, Principles for Successful Audition, to empower and encourage actors on their journey. So go on Amazon and look for that ASAP and get that. And as you could see by all the great names we've mentioned, she's been able to collaborate and help these people to fulfill their goals and business dreams and whatnot. So doing this, Tracey made her music video dictatorial debut with an artist named Black Diamond, which featured a cameo of Samuel L. Jackson. She recently shot the music video Heaven for R&B singer Broadway star Medea Farha, and Tracey directed interstitials for Nickelodeon's Black History Month, which won her 2004 Parent Choice Silver Award. And Tracey has directed the annual HBO BET Screenplay Competition for the last 20 years for the Urban World Film Festival in New York City. And the accolades do not stop there because she has gotten them from NABEF, EME, NABA Fame, Television and Film Executive of the Year in 2004, Delta Nu Sigma Royal Sorority Hattie McDaniels Award in 2004, and then also honorary mention for Best Short Film, an interview for Chicks and Flicks Film Festival in 2003. Tracey has worked with ABC Sade's Batarana's program, Get Real With Your Dreams, where she teaches acting workshops for high school students. So she's always looking to help the youth and all different types of people, not just with the celebrities, which can be very youthful at times and kid-like anyway. But Tracey produced 4 films with New York Times best-selling author Carl Weber, The Man in 3B, and His Preacher's Son, The Choir Director, and No More Mr. Nice Guy. In 2015, Tracey directed a show, Inside the Black Box, with her producing partners, Dr. Dave Cullen and Rachel Weintraub. Joe Morton came on board as executive producer and host, and they have since joined forces with Colby Gaines, CEO of Backroads Entertainment, to bring the show to life. So as you can see by all this info, this woman has done extensive work, and her knowledge and wisdom is pretty extensive. So, Tracey, are you on the line, miss?
Yes, I'm on the line, and I'm listening and having these out-of-body experiences like, who is he talking about? But, yeah, I'm here. How you doing?
Very, very well. It's really an honor to have you on the line. I usually say that with every guest because it's a blessing, but for you, it really is.
Oh, I appreciate that. I'm happy to be here.
It's a pleasure to have Black Melanin Hollywood in the building. Finally,
yes.
It's a gift to us all. And even though I did mention your,
No, go ahead.
Oh, even though I did just mention your bio and pretty much a lot about you, for the people that may not really know about you, what would you like them to know about Miss Tracey Moore?
Well, I would like people to know that I have a passion for actors. I have a passion for the arts in general, but specifically actors, because I have been very blessed on my journey to witness people when no one knew their name, and now today everyone knows their name. And so there's something very special and really to watch the manifestation of people's dreams and beyond. I just feel like this journey that I sign up for with each of my students or my clients, it's believing before there's something tangible there. And that makes your faith even stronger, knowing that you have the ability to manifest this, because I personally have seen it time and time again. So that's really what I want people to know.
Definitely. And you've been part of launching so many successful careers over the years. Yeah, definitely. Which one was probably the most significant or dreamlike for you in launching that career?
Wow. I mean, I feel like my career I've had a plethora of eclectic blend of these talented people, and they're all talented in their own right. So it's really challenging to put, a star next to this one, and they're all my favorites. But I have to say, in having the experience of being on the road with Busta Rhymes and Eve for 6 years with all of their projects, that was really riveting, because you spend a lot of time, and these are very successful people who have another entity of success, which is music. And so you watch them master that and say, well, where are they going to, get the 150% to put into their acting? But it translates because that's the talent that they have. So being in their space and really them, having access to me on the set, that was one of my highlights of my career.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. Eve is definitely a great energy, and her acting has developed even greater.
And we have, I just so excited. We reunited. I'm currently coaching Eve Naturi Naughton and Brandy on ABC's pilot called Queens. And so they're in Atlanta shooting that now, and that's just been, I can't even describe to be surrounded by, you know, such talent and courage, you know, because they embody this group that was successful 20 years ago, that they were a part of, and then they broke up, and now all of them are living in different worlds, in different lives, and grown in different ways. So I think that's something that they can all share, that experience, and know of that experience, being that all of them are artists as well.
Yeah, definitely. I heard about that project through your class recently when you sent the link out. So that's definitely amazing. And they're all amazing actresses and actors. So that we're definitely got to be on the lookout for that.
Yeah.
As far as mentioning your class, you do workshops for different actors and different people seeking to enhance, you know, that part of themselves. What are some you know, basic things that you try to tell everybody's, and you know, to get them, you know, on board with what the type of work that needs to be done if they really want to fulfill that goal?
Well, one of the things that I stress with actors is taking classes and really working on your muscle. For some reason, the arts is that place where people feel like, I just got it. I got it. You know, like I got it. And that's great. However, you need to have templates of, you know, how to prepare for characters, how to prepare to work on set, the terminology on set. So classes are the places where you're going to get that education, and you're also going to get those different methods or techniques that are going to help you in terms of being a working actor. So that's my number one. My number two is reading. It is imperative that actors work on reading every day. Reading aloud to breathe life into the words, and reading as if this isn't the first time you've seen it, because, you know, in a callback situation, it's almost guaranteed that the casting director is going to give you new sides so that the director can see, you know, how you approach the new work. Now, we're not going to be in the waiting room in Zoom watching you, but when you come out, we'll see what your preparation has been, because, you know, if we give you the same character, we want to see a dynamic performance. If we give a new character, we want to see you morph into someone else. And that tells us that we have, you know, an actor in the room. So reading is imperative. It is absolutely imperative. Not everyone writes how you speak, and you have to get comfortable with other people's words in your mouth. And then, you know, you have to have a support system that this is not a business where you can go to college, graduate, and get something tangible like a one-year contract on an episodic. It doesn't work like that. And so this business requires a lot of patience and understanding that the joy really is in the journey, because with the confidence, with the talent, you know, eventually at some point you're going to get that role on a television show, or you're going to get that role in a film that's going to put up these signals where people are going to start watching you, specifically casting directors, producers, and then the next thing you know, someone's going to reach out to your agent because they are interested in you for a specific role, and then the rest is history. Now you have a working career. We know we're going to get there. If you're doing everything that you're supposed to do, you know you're going to be there. So when you're there, now it's about maintaining that. And so when you look at the journey, even though you didn't get that certain role and you worked really hard, it's okay, because it's prepared you to, that wasn't the role for you, and there's something else out there for you. So there's a lot of patience, there's a lot of faith, there's a lot of support from people that believe in you now, that don't need you to do anything or have anything for them to believe in you. And then just the peace and staying in the knowing. I don't know when things are going to, that role's going to come or how it's going to come, but based on my experience, I know it is going to come.
Definitely. And that comes with, doing the work and taking the necessary steps, smart steps, not just doing random things. You mentioned taking classes, getting with a coach, and, not just relying on the school system, but really looking to get extensive knowledge from people that have been in the field or just, have been around people that have been teaching it. So that's definitely something we push, getting a coach or somebody for whatever someone's doing, whether it's business or other things, but just getting different coaches and a team around you that can help you, because we don't know what we don't know, and that doesn't have to be scary when you have smarter people around you.
Right.
Stuff.
That's an excellent way of saying it.
Yeah, definitely. Yet in 1983, you went from the West Coast over here to the East Coast, and it seemed like you did that on faith. But did you have a plan?
That's a great question. No, I did not. Other than two of my friends, Annette and Kevin, had moved from Oakland to New York. I came out in 82 to visit them, and I literally had the time of my life. Like, I was crying getting on the plane going back home. And I knew I always wanted to be on the East Coast because of the weather. I grew up in fog and earthquakes. And so I wanted the snow. I wanted 4 seasons. And when they moved here permanently, I was like, I'm coming. It's either now or never. And we had an apartment, a 3-bedroom apartment in Harlem. One of the things that I really feel, Harlem was considered the hell zone, war zone at that time. But one of the things that I really did appreciate now is the fact that I did not think everything out, because I feel like maybe if I thought about it too much, I might not have done it. I don't know. But I do know that once Kevin and Annette were here, I felt like that was my security blanket. And then it was like, wow, I'm in New York. This is where I want to be. And this is where I should have been born. There's an energy here. So, and theater is here. Theater is my love. And the training is here. So that's what really made me make the decision to just land here.
Yeah, that's amazing. Thank God your two friends helped lay the foundations so that you can lay the foundation for so many amazing careers and do amazing careers with casting and whatnot. As far as casting, being a casting director, that's not necessarily something I would want to be or do in the future. I leave that to the big dogs like you. But it's such an amazing world. What is it like being able to have almost like the power to change someone's life in a way?
It is riveting. You feel like I was talking to a casting director the other day, and we feel like parents. They become actors, they become our kids, and we're like, we see their work, we're so proud. The thing about casting is that a casting director does not make the final decision. However, I always say that we beg, we plead, we just strongly suggest actors that we believe in. And there are actors that really appreciate that because we keep calling them in on different jobs because we just know there's something that they're going to land. But casting is, I believe that it is such a significant part of the whole production team because we do trust our instincts as much as, that's what we have to rely on. We have your work to look at and we have, your resume to believe. But when we see you in a pre-screening situation where the director is not there, there's something that happens inside of us where we feel like this is someone we need to put in front of the director. This is someone that I'm going to stand by and support. And the great thing is that that's how I've developed relationships in this industry because, I was that casting director that if you came in my room and you were talented and I'm like, oh, my God, I'm never going to forget Vixens. I'm never going to forget him. I'm going to call him in. Every time there's a character that looks like you in the breakdowns, I'm calling you in for it. And then I'm going above and beyond, and I am possibly giving you the sides way in advance. Certain things to help support you because I believe in you.
Yeah, and that's amazing. And that comes with, the person doing the proper work again and being prepared because you want, even though they're a solution to a problem, they're there to help the project look good, and you want them to look good, and vice versa. They want you to look good by doing a great job when they walk into that room with the producer or director. So it all goes hand in hand. And when a person, gets these type of opportunities, it's definitely imperative to, like Spike Lee says, do the right thing or whatnot, but definitely prepare mentally. We had Brad Yates yesterday showing us how to do EFT to calm our nerves before.
Great.
You're right. But what are some ways that you use, some techniques that you use for people you train so that they can make sure that when they walk into that room, they're totally prepared and emotionally fit?
Well, I think one of the things that I want to create with actors is a space that they can go to before an audition and after an audition. And people meditate, people do yoga and things that settle them and calm their nerves. So those things are great as well. I just think it's important that you have a place that you protect, and that is your retreat that no one else is invited to, and you can go there to get rejuvenated, revived, recharged. That's your special place because you need stamina in this journey, and it's not always going to be personalities that get along and, kumbaya. Lots of times it isn't. There's a lot of tension, and now with COVID, there are new protocols on the set that can I apologize. I don't know how that happened. I apologize. But I was just saying that you can go to a place where and create this place where there's peace and comfort for you and where you don't question yourself and where you don't doubt yourself, because that's a lot of times actors let things like that get in their way. Stay off of social media. I mean, go to be entertained, but if there's someone who's criticizing you and saying negative things about you and you don't know them, don't invest time like that you'll never get back from somebody. Who cares? You don't know them. You have no relationship. And continue to surround yourself around people that believe in you right now, that support you right now, and that love you right now for who you are. Because this may not be the medical student or the lawyer or someone who wants to have their own plumbing company. It's not that type of business. It's a business where you have to believe before you see and stay in that lane and know in your heart that this is not all in vain. And there's no reason to give up. You know, maybe in year 7 it wasn't meant, but in year 9 you until 2025, and an agent will say that he's booked until 2025. I mean, I can see what we can do and where some outs are. That's great. But know that you need knowledge. Knowledge gives you power, and it also gives you security. You don't want to be on these sets insecure, unprepared, and then think that reputation of you is going to carry you through as an actor. It's not. Your first impression is your only impression, and you always want to come prepared and do a great job.
Definitely that level of excellence and self-love definitely will help with that. And there's definitely will be aided if they can find a way to grasp that. I know for me personally, it hasn't always been an easy journey, but having that faith and knowing something greater than myself definitely helped me really create the life that I want. Even yesterday when I was looking through an old wallet because I was cleaning and throwing away garbage I didn't need. I opened a wallet and there's like papers in there that I had folded up because I used to just like write different, as I'm reading different books or watching different programs, I used to write the great quotes or whatnot and the plans from these people. And one of them was to get into acting class, and this is from years ago too, to get like a car and then get my company business going or whatnot. And I literally wrote it down, and I'm looking at it yesterday, and I actually accomplished all those things, even though, I have to pay for acting classes, but I found the right ones, So I know that it could definitely be good. And I'm just wishing I wrote down, like, get $1 million, get a mansion. I should have wrote that on there.
Well, this is the deal. You still have time, one, and this should be something like, sometimes the people will say, most people will say, 3 wishes, $1 million, well, right? So the thing is that, all of these things are attainable, but we give ourselves permission to obtain them. And so it's not far-fetched for you to get $1 million like it is for you to go to Starbucks and get a mochaccino. Like, it's the same process that you use of wanting and desiring. It's just that we look at the monetary and say, oh, wait, I don't know how I'm going to get that $3 million home. What is the mortgage going to be on that? How am I going to get that money? Which all blocks the flow of what was coming to you anyway.
Exactly. And talking about law of attraction and manifesting, that's how it happens when you almost like know, and it's comes from a pure place of energy or whatnot, and it definitely can materialize. As far as some actors that I'm sure you help blow up or whatnot, what do you do when the ego starts to get in the way of their work or whatnot? Do you ever see that?
I feel like that is something that is dealt with right in the beginning, because if I can't be honest with whatever celebrity I'm working with, if I can't be honest, then I can't do my job. And so in the interview process, when I'm speaking to these clients, that's something that I tell them, because not every take is going to be great, or they're going to get notes. And so I have to know that them receiving it, that they're good. They trust that I'm doing my job, and I want them to look the best of their ability. So I haven't, because I treat people, which I think is important, everyone the same, because I used to have celebrities in my class when I was coaching like consistently in the 90s. I couldn't treat a celebrity better or different or anything like that based on them being a celebrity. So it was just easier to treat everybody the same. And so for me, we're all on the same playing field. So if I feel any of that arising, then it's something that I need to confront, because I can't feel uncomfortable doing my job. I'm here for your best interest. There's no resistance, or I'm not here to be against you. I'm here for you, and that's what my job is. So I address it right away. But blessed, I haven't had too many of those situations.
Yeah, that's amazing. Because I thought, it might be otherwise. Because I remember when I was working on set with Spike Lee many years ago for some commercial he was doing with Jay-Z or something. His son asked me, because I was starting
way before that.
Yeah, awesome. And then his son asked me about like parties and stuff in the city, because I used to also promote parties back then. That's how I got into the marketing. And he asked me, so when we get in there, are you gonna treat us like everybody else, or you gonna treat us like and maybe I shouldn't even mention this story, but he did ask me that, and I told him, I try to treat everybody the same, man.
Right.
And the way I look at it, if you treat everybody with love and respect, then you're basically hitting the top notes you want with everybody. So, everybody has to remain respectable, because there's stories of Tom Hanks' son being not well liked or whatnot. And, you don't want to become one of those people, yet, everybody has a reason why they're a certain way. So I don't like to judge people, but people speak and act for themselves. So I just do my best to be the best that I can be and how I would like to be treated, yet, never allow anyone to walk on you too at the same time. I know where, you have things to do, and we're coming to a close here. Yeah.
This has been great. Thank you.
Oh, no, definitely. It's just the gems and your humbleness, yet you've done such great things.
Thank you.
No doubt. And as far as, like, quote unquote Black Hollywood, I like to say melanin Hollywood, some new thing. We're, supposedly a lot of roles are opening up for people of, BIPOC or people of color or whatnot. Yet, where do you see it going for us, by us, FUBU, quote unquote?
Well, I just recently, the show in which you talked about with Joe Morton, we sold the show to Crackle, the streaming network, and so they bought 10 episodes, and our platform for Inside the Black Box is to talk about the disparages in Hollywood, and specifically with the people of color. And we're in 2021, and we're still, dealing with, inequality in salaries, and still struggling to get, budgets to make these amazing films that we end up doing anyway. So, and I want Inside the Black Box to be a part of a conscious shift where we can start seeing more people of color in green light positions, where budgets can start to be fairly distributed, and actors can feel that their resume and their counterpart who is not of color, they are still getting the same amount of money. Viola Davis talks about having a Meryl Streep career, but not a Meryl Streep salary. So it's time to really have these uncomfortable conversations and move in the direction of shifting and making better and doing better, because we should be. And so Joe and I are really ecstatic about being able to have Inside the Black Box as a platform to have these conversations with actors and directors and producers and telling more stories, writers, and having people of color write our stories and tell our stories. So that's my goal, and that's my prayer for, instead of being frustrated and talking about it, I decided 18 years ago when I created, it was called The Black Box, I created this as a voice to speak out, because as a casting director in the late 80s, directors would say to me, Tracey, can you ask that black actress to be a little more urban or be a little more ghetto, and not understanding how insulting that is. So that's the direction that I pray we all are going in. We're all, because there's so much untapped talent, and I believe that we're at a crucial period now to be able to tap into that and to be able to tell more of our stories.
Yeah, definitely. And what comes with that is actually creating our own brands and companies that are set up and legitimate the right way.
Right.
So that when we go to do big business or business with these people, they're not just looking at our, quote unquote status as far as color, but seeing that we're on the same level playing field business wise, and that at a certain point, if they are denying the United States from doing business, which is against the law, then it does become something that can be attacked, because now they are doing something illegal by going after one's color. But they always usually have the excuses, or people aren't with companies in particular, when people don't have them set up right, people aren't paying their taxes, different things like that. They don't have like lawyers in place. They're not building business credit. They're not building their personal credit. So they're going up, and they're wondering why banks are just turning them away when the company has no assets. It was just started, and it's probably usually volatile. And it's within 3 years that I think it's 70% of businesses in the U.S. fail after 3 years. So, there's a lot. I mean, there's different things that enable somebody to create something and to be able to sell it to a network, such as you have, especially with the long, lustrous career that you've had. I feel personally we have to start coming in all assets in business and creating our own brands that we can buy from, and not just going to European brands. Because when I do self-tapes and different things with people in Europe, sometimes they'll be talking about like food and breakfast and different things. Then they'll name the brand. I'm like, gosh darn, that brand been around for like 400 years, literally, like in 1600s. Yeah, like tea and different stuff. And it's just crazy.
Look at, like, Hershey's, M&M's, toilet paper,
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Right. So when we look at people like you and Diddy with Revolt and all these other people creating their own platforms, and even me with this little podcasting that I'm doing, is really just an example for the youth and everyone else to realize, we have to start trusting and doing business with ourselves again, just like Black Wall Street used to do, and not be in fear and be able to do business internationally. And with places like Haiti, where my family's from, and continue expanding. So, Ms. Tracey Moore, it's definitely been a blessing and an honor to have you today. For the people that want to reach you, how can they find you?
Well, they can find me at Team Tracey, and it's Tracey, Moore, MOORE, TSA @gmail.com. So it's Team Tracey Moore, TSA @gmail.com.
Definitely. And I believe you have an IG, and it's Tracey with an E.
Yes.
TRACEY.
Mhm.
MOORE.
And all my handles are the Spirited Actor.
Beautiful, beautiful. So thanks again, Tracey. And
thank you.
Have a wonderful day.
Thanks for thinking about me and you as well.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Okay. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
And there you have it, everybody. Miss Tracey Moore. Please share the episode. Go check out the Spirited Actor, all her handles and everything. She's such a great person and woman. Definitely check out my site, MuskovaEnterprises.com, for all your digital market needs. And don't worry about it. I'll have time to do my acting and stuff, because I got a team and I'm training different people to do different work. But, everything goes through me, so I'm making sure everything happens and goes down properly. I did complete my degree at William Patterson University in Global Business in 2017. So, we're doing stuff not just from there, because before that I was in the service of digital marketing for over 10 years, and worked for different companies and brands such as Ford, Sandus, Old Spice, the New Jersey Lottery, Dove, Sandus, and also this company that used to be in Manhattan. It's called AKA Life, but it's not no frat thing or sorority thing. Just some lady from South Africa. Then they moved to Sag Harbor, New York. But anyway, thank you guys for listening. I appreciate you. And, another great episode in the books. And, peace and love. You know how we do. So thank y'all for coming and listening and sharing and saving and all that jazz. All right. Peace out, guys. Your man Vikens Moskova here on the Moskova Media Podcast. Hola, bonjour tout le monde. Sagat fait. Nous là, oui. If y'all let me know where y'all from, I'll do shows in your language, or I'll just do them either in Creole, French, maybe Spanish a little bit, and because we're in Spain now, so and what other language would I do? I'll get one of my cousins maybe to speak Chinese or Japanese or some ish, so they can finally use what they learned in school. Anyway, should we end the show? I actually got to go out and do some stuff, so let's just end it right now. Peace out, everybody. Love you all. Stay blessed. Keep doing the right thing. Make good decisions, and you can be around people that are doing great things. So, one love, one love, one love.